Hi guys, Alam Days here again. It's a few days to the end of the year and quite a number of people are reflecting on how their year went, and I'm sure you are too, aren't you? Last week I shared my top 12 apps of 2017 and the feedback has been amazing. Thank you guys, and do not stop watching my videos. And guess what? I hit and exceeded my target for the quarter for views. My target was 1,000 views, and now we're over 1,000. Thank you guys. And for the subscribers, it was 100. Now we're over 150 subscribers. You guys rock. Thank you. So I started my 2017 without knowing what to do. I was clueless about life. You know, I just quit my job in February and I didn't know what to do. Seriously, I didn't know what the next step was, and it was like the future was looking bleak. But guess what? The books I read this year helped me figure out what the next line of action for my life would be or is. So I acquired a lot of knowledge, relevant knowledge, not just knowledge, relevant knowledge. And as young entrepreneurs, as young people in general, it is important to make our time to read books and articles in our field of business or whatever field that we fall into, and also for personal development. Most of the books I read this year helped me develop personally. In fact, I have grown more than 100% from the last 4 or 5 years just in 1 year, and it's really amazing. So today I'll be highlighting the books that I read this year. I'll be sharing with you the books I read this year in no particular order, and I really want to hear from you what your books are, the books you read this year are, and your thoughts. If you can, you don't really have to highlight everything, but you could just list them and it could be useful to every one of us here. So the first book I read this year is The Cat Monkeys, Dinosaur Babies and the T-Shaped People by Warren Burger. So this book is about design thinking, and I got to learn about it from, it was recommended from by my Brown school, the Brown school I attended, and I learned about how design thinking have been used to solve vexing life's problems, especially social issues in the US and in Canada. Most of the case studies in this book were from the US and Canada. You know, after I read this book, I had to reevaluate my thinking process, my creativity. I'm like, Alamide, are you really creative? Because people are thinking in this world, and it's a beautiful book. It's a really amazing book. The second book is Ideas Rule the World by Sam Adeyemi. If you'd like to know how to activate your ideas and how to start out with what you have and where you are, this book is a great book. It has just about how many pages? I think it's less than 100 pages. Yeah, about 104 pages. You should read it. It took me, I read it in a day. I read it in a day. It really helped out because I had the idea of starting this channel almost 2 years ago, but I didn't start up until 2 months ago in October. So you might want to read Ideas Rule the World. Wow, this third book, oh my god, I cried when I finished reading this book because it made me love myself more as a woman, and it made me see the struggles women are facing all over the world. You know, it also helped me understand the work that needs to be done, how society needs to help more women get a seat at the table. It's about feminism, it's about women's rights, it's about having women in leadership roles. It's no other book than Lean In by Sheryl Sandberg. Sheryl is the COO at Facebook, and every man, every woman, every boy, every girl should read this book. You know, it's feminism is beyond asking women to go and cook or I'm going to pound yam, I'm not going to pound yam. It's a whole lot more than that, and we need more people to understand what it is about. So the fourth book I read this year. It's by Aresa Ugo. I recommended this book to all my friends. It's a really great book. If you have issues with impulse buying ashwebi, not being able to say no to things you really don't need, and savings and investments, The Smart Money Woman is the book for you. I recommend it to my friends, and it's fiction, so it's not boring at all. I read it in about 5 hours. It was that interesting, you know. I like the storyline. Thank you, Aresa, for this book. The fifth book I read is no other book than Sell Your Brain by Ronald Inzimora. I call him Saron. I know him personally. It's a really great book to start out. If you want to start out as an internet marketer, you see mind-blowing testimonies. Yes, I said testimonies. I learned a whole lot about, you know, internet marketing. I thought I knew so much, but after reading this book, I knew that I needed to add knowledge. And I actually got to know about a lot of available free tools for marketing from this book, so you should get a copy too. It's a really wonderful book. When we come back from this short break, I'm going to tell you about the remaining 5 books I read. See you in a jiffy. We're back. So at a point this year, I was having really bad thoughts. Not really bad thoughts like that. Negative thoughts about how the future was going to be for me and the things I wanted to do. I needed to work on my mind, because I really needed to work on my mind. I needed my mind to be in sync with my spirit on the things I wanted to achieve this year and in the coming years. So I've had this book in my library for more than 2 years, but I didn't get to read it up until this year. So it's The Power of the Mind by Chris Oyakilome. You should get the book. You can only go as far as your mind and your thoughts allow you to go. That's all I can say. You have issues with your thinking process, you don't know how to think right or positively, it's a great tool. It's going to help you. So the next book is the 22 Immutable Laws of Marketing by Al Ries and Jack Trout. Oh boy, I enjoyed reading this book. It's a very small book. If you plan to introduce a new product to the market, whatever it is at all, even if it is matchstick or matchbox, you need to read it. You need to understand where your product lies, the leader in the market, and all that. So it's a great book. Wow, this next book is by Chris Gullible. I really don't know if that's the pronunciation of the author, but this book made me reevaluate my life's existence. I scanned through my life since I was born and up until this year, and the mistakes I've made, the bad decisions, the good decisions, the career decisions I've made. But it didn't leave me hanging. It helped me a whole lot. If you want to know if you're doing the work you're born to do, if you're unhappy with your work and you don't know what to do, the answer is not always to quit. So if you want to know other answers, you should get the book Born for This. The next book is, oh boy, by James Altucher. Choose yourself. Alamide chose herself this year. If you think you have gone through or you're going through the worst time of your life, you should read this book. You know, if you think you always want to please people, you think if you have issues, you know, always wanting to seek validation from people, it's a great book to read. You know, reading this book, I found joy, I found happiness, and I found out that I come first. Yeah, I really come first, so it helped me. You should read James' story too. This next book, oh God, is the answer to all of the questions that I had in mind and couldn't ask people because I thought they were going to judge me. And it helped me a whole lot. Is the answer. It's just the answer that I needed. I read it at the right time, at the point in my life where I needed it. Most of the books I read this year are actually personal to me, and I feel so good about them. It's no other book than Designing Your Life by Bill Burnett and Dave Evans. You should read it. You want to know how to balance your work and your life. You're not sure of what you're doing, your work view, your life view, and I got to know that we as humans have different personalities. Yes, we do. So you can actually plan your life for each of the personalities or maybe alter egos that you have. I planned my life, and then it was a good book. Feel happy about it. Shout out to the authors. And then the next book is .com Secrets by Russell Brunson. I can't really explain how I feel about this book. Just understand this. Your messaging go a long way to determine how your audience receive your product and services. So you want to know how to create a funnel for every of the audience you have, get this book. And it has a sequel to The Expert Secret. Get it. The final and the 10th book I read, and I'm still reading, I hope to finish reading before the end of the year, before the 31st of December, is no other book than Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. I have almost finished marking every aspect of the book. I've known about this book for 10 years or more than, but I didn't like to read it. Why? Because I thought it was one of those motivational, quick, get-rich books, and I just didn't read it. But I'm really happy that I got to read it this year. It's about your thinking process. You need to think right. Your thoughts go a long way, into what you would ever be in life. Your thoughts go a long way to determine the quality of life you want to live or you're going to live. So those are my 10 books for the year. I'm really, really happy and excited that I could read 10 books. It's a big deal for me. Why? Because last year I was only able to read a book, and it was like I wasn't going to finish reading it. So I'd like to hear from you what books you're reading. It could be fiction, it could be entrepreneurship. Did you meet your reading goals for the year? I'd really love to hear from you, Let's share ideas. Looking forward to books to read. I already have like 2 books I'm going to read this year, next year, but I'm open for more recommendations. And until we meet next week or next time, don't forget to remain awesome, because you are awesome, and keep winning. And Lami says bye for now.